Hey, hello, welcome back to Willow's Vintage Homestead. It is late December. Hopefully I will get this video out faster than I did the last one. But a lot has happened since I filmed my last show, episode, whatever. The peas are coming up and I need to make a trellis for them. I've planted some stuff and did a lot of work in here, including some burning. So let's take a look at that, and some other little goodies are in here. Here's the peas. It looks kind of like a mess because I've got things over my little peas. Look at them all, to keep rabbits and such out of here because the gate is still not functional. So look how big these have gotten. This is late December, so it's many weeks later since when I last showed you. So, but again, I've just got this, it looks messy because I got this wire over here, but here's the climbing ones. I think this is the old seed. Yeah, sugar daddy bush, and there's really nothing, well, nothing but pine needles. And then there's one guy way over there. As I suspected, the seed was just too old and it's just not coming up. But there's, let's see, green arrow bush shelling, has quite a few. And the other fresh seed Wando dwarf shelling is also doing great. So, hooray. I will be making a trellis for this. These are climbing peas. It said on the package they get, 5 or 6 foot tall. So I've just grabbed a piece of old lath and I'm going to prop that up. And because the problem is that in the stores, they still are going from Christmas stuff over into, I don't even know what, bare root. They don't even have like bean teepees or anything like that I could even get right now. So I can't, so I have to make my own, and I will make do. Still a lot left to do. Here's where I burned. That's just flour. I had a bag of wormy flour that I wanted to get rid of, and I thought, why let it go to waste? I'll just throw it out here and enrich the soil a little bit. I have also planted rainbow chard and made a little cage so that, again, rodents and rabbits and whatever can't get in there. They're growing just fine. We haven't had any big hard freezes yet, so they're still growing on warm days. I've got a stick here holding the wire so that when the snow does come, it won't just completely pancake that. And the same with this. I planted some, just to see how they would do as an experiment, some asparagus seeds, and you can see little clusters there of little teeny. These will taste good someday. Little baby asparagus plants. I got this kind of bodged back together, and I have planted out a number of beds in this old duck yard. Cleaned it out, got rid of the thistles, cultivated it, and I have got wild garden lettuce mix there. I've got another greens and lettuce mix there, green onions there, and some beets and Brussels sprouts. So let's see how they all do. Anyway, thought I'd see how they do. The dock has been loads and loads of seeds, very deep taproot, very hard to get rid of. One nice thing though, it puts up a leaf that when still little, like that size, you can use it in your salads. Let's see what it tastes like. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's tart, but good. Yeah, almost kind of lemony a little bit. Oh, nice. Ooh, yeah. I think I'll add that to my salads, by golly. I've got a lot of it. I do got a lot of it. See, like, that's way too big. I'm not going to do that. But, like, these little teeny tiny baby leaves down underneath all of this. Like that. That'd be good. Right, well, I ended up bodging together something completely different, but I think it'll be better in the long run. Just some scrap wire and some T-posts that I had sitting around. These are actually like tool handles that I'm just getting rid of. There was fiberglass that the tool part came out of it, and I'm like, well, they're perfectly good poles. Sure, I'll just stick those in there, and then just an extra one just to make sure it's gonna stay put. These were already just a found item in the garden. I don't remember what we built them for. I'm kind of smashed up against the edges of the wire here to keep rabbits out. And it is going to start raining any second now. The sky is getting darker and darker, so I guess I'd better start heading in for the day for now. But before I do that, real quick, I am going to replace this mess of tomato cages that I had attempting to cover up these other peas because I didn't have enough of these great wire cages. There's two different widths, kind of. There's like this width, and then there's like this width. So I don't know what they're supposed to be keeping out of what, but I just thought they were neat and thought, hey, I can use those. I like building that way, kind of like bodging together. Let's see here. I don't want to squish my babies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 total. So if I go 5 and 5, that'll protect everything. Anyway, it's hard to do this with one hand. So yeah, it's kind of that wabi-sabi, whatever works, whatever you have on hand, as long as it's not just absolute hideous junk. Although, I mean, this is approaching hideous junk. You know, don't be wasteful. Reuse things. Ooh, I don't want to squish my little baby there. And make do, you know. You know what? On second thought, this is too bodgy even for me. I have one little scrap of wire left that I'm gonna use in place of these white things because I've gone too far. I've gone too far. I will use these somewhere else, but this is just, you know what? There's a certain amount of aesthetic that needs to be maintained here. Let's see if this is big enough. Straighten it out a little bit. Another thing I did was cut the red bud way back, which it actually likes. I left up there, I don't know if you can see, probably not, but the second and third year growth, it gets the flowers on it, so I left some so that we wouldn't just have no flowers at all. But kind of the point of this bush in particular is for my basket materials. This is dead here, I can tell that by the color, and sure enough, it just snaps right off. So it died during the year, so at some point. This branch I actually should cut completely down to the ground because it's crossing over and wrapping around and doing weird things. And then another thing I need to get on is the woodshed situation. This is from Snowmageddon. The whole thing just sort of, well, the front was attached to that big beam, and there was so much snow piled up on here, like almost 4 feet, that this back corner just buckled. The whole thing went crash and flattened and pancaked out and distorted itself. So now this piece of roof doesn't fit. So guess what? the woodshed is not only hard to get into, but it is letting the wood get wet. So we have all of our wood under a tarp, which sucks, which is no fun at all to get out wood from it and blah. So I need to take these screws out and just, put that back under there where it ought to go, and slip the metal part under the fiberglass part. And it actually should be waterproof again. Well, really, the whole thing needs to get jacked up, reattached to that big header beam. This rotten back corner needs to get replaced. You can see, obviously, it's no bueno. The whole thing, we tried to treat it with rot-resistant chemicals, and it just didn't really work that great in this corner because all the water from the roof was just going to this corner, and, well, it failed in that big snowstorm and has never been the same, obviously. It's like flat. So we have to dig our wood out from under a tarp. Ugh, it's awful. Especially when there's snow on the tarp. It's even worse. Okay, a couple more weeks have gone by and things have been growing. It is sunny. It is lovely. We just had some rain. We had rain, sun, and one freezing night, just to be safe. I put some cover cloth over the lettuce just to be sure that it, by the way, lettuce is coming up. I forgot to mention that. Lettuce. So here's my lovely little beds, and I also had some spare, yet more wormy flour. I cleaned out the pantry and got rid of a bunch of that by just like dumping it on these beds, because why not? It's a soil amendment. But actually, look at this. Brussels sprouts. I've got Brussels sprouts, you guys. And I've got this folded up. I had it spread over here to help protect it from a light frost. It's a cold weather crop. It's a brassica. It's in the same family as cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage. So these crops that aren't as tender to winter temperatures as something like lettuce. Let us see what is under here. Now this bed, for some reason, hasn't done anything. I'm not sure why. There should be fresh seed in this. However, the other bed is going great guns, as my dad used to say, going great guns. So let's lift up this ag cloth and ta-da! Look at those little guys. And then, of course, yes, I've got more of this dock in here. It's going to be years and years of picking this out. But the important bit is baby lettuce. It's doing really well, right? There's like 3 whole rows of it coming up. This is great. And it's lettuce. It's a what's that called? Mesclun. It's a greens mix. So there's also like mustard greens, different kinds of lettuces. There might even be some other like beets, kale. I'm not even sure what all is in that mix. I had to packets it down at the house. I don't want to go look at it, but anyway, I am quite excited about this. Hopefully in a few weeks, if the weather holds, so we don't get a giant titanically cold freeze or tons and tons of snow, we can start harvesting baby greens for salads. Oh boy, exciting stuff. Nothing yet in the onion department that I can see. Of course, these thistle weeds, you can tell, look at those spiky leaves on there. So these baby thistles are coming up from seed as expected. They're everywhere. Just got to get out here with a hoe or something and scrape those out of there. I'll be fighting those for years too. Nothing in the beet department either. That's okay. I think these seeds are a bit old, if I remember correctly. They're probably from like 2021. So they're not super fresh seeds, so I'm not terribly surprised by that. This I am surprised by, because I thought these were fresh seeds. I could have been mistaken, but we'll see what happens. Also, if you notice any sound problems, Hero 7 Black is starting to have some severe problems. So yeah, I'm looking to replace it with a different action camera. Those are not cheap. It's not an insignificant purchase, at least for me. So if you want to make a one-time donation and help me get a better action camera, that would be really, really appreciated. Chart is kind of holding. It's not really, I mean, it's not doing nothing, but it's not doing much. I mean, that's a little bigger than it was when I planted it, but not by much. So, I was expecting this to be a little more vigorous, but I guess it's just so cold that it's like, nah. But peas are even bigger than when I did my last recording. Look at my babies. Oh, they're so great. Oh, look over there. Look over there. They're starting to climb up there. Oh, my babies. So happy about that. Another thing I thought I'd do is put together a raised garden bed that's just going to have flowers in it and lovely things for my mother-in-law to enjoy looking at flowers in the spring. Yay! So I thought I would stick that together as one of my chores today. You know, that long panel and the two supports. Oh, okay. Okay, hole facing down. So I want this. And this. Decorative outside. It's bamboo, so that's nice. I specifically did get it because it's bamboo, so it's a relatively eco-friendly thing. Okay, it's not that bad. It's a little unintuitive at first, but I think I'm getting it figured out. There, it will be joining this planter box from last Christmas. It has a rose chrysanthemum. There's some daffodil bulbs from last year coming up. Rosemary that was our little teeny Christmas tree. But then new planter box, so you can see it from the doorway. Generator, yay. And then this piece of yard art that I'm also going to put flowers in. This came with the property. It's super ancient. It broke, but we didn't have the heart to throw it out. It's probably from at least the 1950s, if not older, and we just liked it, so we're gonna once again plant some flowers. It's already got a drainage hole, haha, so we can put some petunias or something fun in there. So one more thing before I go, let me show you the contents of my cat box. Yeah, it's really, one of my chores today was clean out the cat box. But look, it's sawdust, isn't it? It's not clay at all. I was looking for a more sustainable alternative, and we're using wood stove pellets. Just like you buy for, your wood stove. They're completely sustainable, not heavy, not a mineral that you then have to dispose of in some manner. Basically, I just take about 2/3 of the cat box out of the cat box and then take it in this bucket, bring it outside, and just scatter it around in somewhere I'm not going to be walking, like, out in that yard or something, as a mulch to try and keep some of these weeds down. Because I got a lot of weeds. I got a I got, a lot of land here, so I have a lot of weeds. And this is really helpful to act as a mulch to keep the weeds down. It just decomposes over time. It's not a odor problem. It's not a germ problem. I don't put it anywhere near my vegetable garden just in case there is any kind of funky diseases. But otherwise, it's kind of the perfect cat litter. It just naturally breaks down. If you have a cat who does not like the texture of these hard little pellets under her delicate little toes, then you can actually just sprinkle some water in the cat box and it will start to break these down, and they'll kind of fluff up and turn into sawdust. And then Miss Princess is happy to go in there where she ought to and do her business. Okay, I lied. One more thing. I just wanted to come over here and see if any of these were. I relocated these. I snapped off the bottom. It's really easy to snap off that basal root at the bottom. And I wasn't sure if these were going to make it, but lo and behold, I just checked. Here's a little green sprout. And then here's another little green sprout. I had some little tiny baby ones that I started from seed. I don't know if they're going to come back. I moved them under here. I'm just going to leave that be. Hey, yeah, check it out. More green sprouts. So that's great news. I really wanted to move these soap roots over here so they were closer and I could get the seeds, and they're nice big ones, and success. Even though I broke the roots off and I felt like such a jerk for doing it, here they are. Yay! So then I have these guys and my sedge root or white root and a box I need to move, and aha, here's the ones I planted a couple years ago now. These, you can see why these are called wavy leaf soap root or soap plant. There they are. They have wavy leaves and they're doing just fine also. Yay. And then I planted seeds. See if I can find any planted seeds. Maybe they've gone. Oh, you know what? I bet they've gone for the year. Here's a little, it looks like a dead thing, but it's milkweed. I got some seeds from the milkweeds last year and planted them in these little nooks and crannies in my stone wall from a previous video, and they came up, but I think, like I say, they've gone dormant for the winter, so I'm not gonna disturb those. I'm not gonna dig those up. These are weeds, though, that I'm gonna let go of. But yeah, so those did all right. Good. Very good. Okay, that'll do it for this time on Willow's Vintage Homestead. Please do subscribe so that you know when a new video comes out. And if you want to help me out on my Patreon, that is always greatly appreciated. I need a new action camera. Like, kind of right now. This is really starting to be not good. So I'll see you next time. Thanks much for being here. See you soon. Bye.